Why is it, if you ask almost any black conservative why they are conservative, almost unanimously, their first sentence is going to be something to degrade black people. It's going to be something about black people want to be victims, or black people want to hold on to this, or black people don't do that. Why does your first sentence have to be something to disenfranchise you from your blackness? Why do you have to pretend that your race is not part of who you are? All this colorblind bullshit is complete bullshit, because when it's convenient, whether it's Latinos for Trump or black conservative movements, you acknowledge your pigment, you acknowledge your melanin. But across any other bounds, now all of a sudden is outlawed, and you have to pretend that your race is not a thing. You don't have to ignore the trials that black people have experienced in this country in order to hold on to your conservative values. You don't have to devalue the black experience in order to hold on to your conservative values. You can be a conservative and acknowledge the plight of black people. You don't have to pretend it doesn't exist. You don't have to let people spit in your face and tell you it's raining outside. You can acknowledge both. I'm not a black conservative, but you can be a black conservative without having to degrade black people to stand up and declare your conservatism. Have a good day.
Point. You know why? Because you see, those people coming in from Jamaica or coming in from Africa, they have not been treated like black folk in this country. That's the first thing. And secondly, historically, they haven't had those historical experiences. They come in here voluntarily. When they come in here, they bring some cultural aspects from Africa. They can go back anytime they want. But the black people in this country have been exceptional people. Nobody's been mistreated, maltreated like them. The black folk are exceptional. They're the only people that came here forcefully. One. Two, they're the only people that denied their humanity. Three, they were the only people denied a right to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Four, they were the only people denied the right to participate in government. Five, they were the only people denied the right to vote. Six, they were the only people denied the right to have an education. Seven, they were the only people denied the right to have a business. Eight, they were the only people that participated in every war that this country has had since its founding, but whose mother country has never been against this country. All those immigrants come from countries where they fought America, and they came in. And the seven, that they are the oldest and most patriotic people in the country. Not the Confederates in the South. They're not the most patriotic people waving the Confederate flag. The most patriotic people in this country are black people, native blacks, because you see 99% of all those blacks have been direct descendants of slaves. They've been here before 99% of all the other people ever arrived in this country. They're special people. And because they're special people, they need to be recognized, appreciated, and reparated for what they've done in this country and building this country. They're the ones that built the bridges, the roads, cut the timber, the trees, and cleared the land, raised the tobacco, cotton, indigo. They're the people that fought to raise in every war to protect this country. The people coming from Africa or coming from Jamaica didn't. They came here voluntarily. And the most important point on this is, if you lump them with black folk, then you give the dominant white society a justification to say we don't owe black folk anything. Mm-hmm. Because you see, the blackness that's native, black people's blackness is more than just color. It is their heritage, it's their history, it's their code of conduct, and more importantly, it is their badge of honor, and it symbolizes the indebtedness that this country has to them. This country does not have an indebtedness to people coming from Africa. They only have an indebtedness to people coming in from the Bahamas. If you lump black folk in there, you deprive black folk of the benefit, the debt that's owed them. Don't do that.
It seems like we're at a crossroads in history to where the delineation movement and FBA is on the rise, and black conservatism and black conservatives are on the decline. A lot of it got to do with how they talk about black America, as if they're differentiating themselves from black America. And it seems like that's not paying off, because the audience that they're trying to please is starting to become hostile to them too in certain aspects. But the delineation movement is on the rise, and I think black conservatives need to be well aware of that and stop trying to downplay it and ignore it like they have been, or they're going to keep losing elections like they have in Virginia. But I just wanted to bring this video to y'all and let y'all see how black conservatism is kind of on the while delineation and FBA is going up. Let's take a look.
I have never experienced the level of racism and hatred, and I've always been controversial, but I've never seen the level of anger, hatred when it comes to speaking about the Jews. Not Israel, Jewish people, not just Israel, the nation, which I'm behind biblically as support, but just Jewish people. And our leaders are doing a disservice by continuing to tell us to unite, to continue to tell us that there's not a problem. Yes, the left is horrible. We know how bad the left is. And I'm a proud conservative because I'm a conservative in values, even if the people who claim to be conservative, who claim to be Christian, who rap patriotism and around the cross and blaspheme God and cuss and use profanity and use...
Man, the black conservatives are leaking oil. They have no more use for you mascots. For many years, the radical right used these black conservatives to use their talking points. They propped them up, placed them in front of everybody, because during the time that the Democrats was having their reign, there was a lot of things that the radical right wanted to say, but they couldn't say. So they started to fund and put money behind a lot of these radical conservatives and allow Candace Owens and the Brandon Tatums and I forgot that preacher dude, right? All of those people to run wild and say a whole bunch of disparaging things about the black community, right? And they knew you could say anything you want about black folks, just don't say nothing about us.
We're the only
Then if you say something
who are called divisive simply because we acknowledge our unique ethnic group. Do we not have a unique ethnicity? We either do or we don't. See, that's why when people start talking about divisiveness, they can never really say what it is, and they start talking a bunch of straw man arguments. No, lineage is lineage. There's no ideology. Your lineage is your lineage. There is no leader, there is no group, there is no cult. Anytime people say that, that's usually Fed talk. Your lineage is your lineage. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging and then defining your lineage. We aren't Jamaican. We're not continental Africans. Okay, from where? If we're continental Africans, what nation state are we clicked in with? We don't get no dual citizenship in no Africa, so we're not going to be claiming to be some damn generic Africans. No. We have a very unique ethnic group. And the fact that we acknowledge it triggers people. Why does it trigger people? See, they want foundational Black Americans to be a permanent underclass without boundaries. When foundational Black Americans, when we delineate ourselves as a distinct ethnic group, that threatens the whole system that treats us as an undefined, exploitable underclass.
The blacks, like the Hodge twins, want to jump on the bandwagon to make white people feel better about whatever it is that they did to the black community, how you dismantled it. No, I understand if you don't like blacks. It's a personal choice. But stop talking about black fatigue when you're the one who created, quote unquote, the situations and the conditions for black fatigue.
Woo! I only like to call myself black because people try to put you in a box. You got to behave a certain way, dress a certain way, talk a certain way. I don't like that.
You guys are split, right? Half white, half black.
You have the Hodge twins saying here, I don't even like to refer to being black. You know why? Because it just I don't want to be put in that certain box. You hardly ever hear, I'm afraid to be called white because I don't want to be put into a certain box. I mean, you hardly ever hear that, but this is the language that certain whites are happy to hear from certain blacks talking like this, right? Because it's non-threatening. Why does...
The primary function of a culture is not to amuse, but it is to ensure the continued existence of a group of people across generations. Shout out to A's Hole. You understand me? Culture is the operating system that helps a community adapt to and overcome adversity, to maintain social cohesion and transmit values, norms, and history, and a forged collective identity that builds resilience and purpose. We foundational Black Americans reject that shallow, commercialized interpretation of culture, of Black culture that dominates today, that we just about food and dance and all that twerking and whatnot. Look, FBA culture has never been about some sort of costume or pageantry. It's been about our survival. It has been about our resistance. It's been about making sure we live to see another day in a country designed to erase us.
I mean, I can believe it because I'm watching it. And I know what the culture is like because I was raised in it, but it doesn't mean that it makes it right.
Recently, I've been covering the decline of many Black conservative commentators, people such as the Hodge twins and even Officer Brandon Tatum. And of course, what I'm saying about them is true. At least I feel so. While they are right on many issues and aspects of their commentary, they tell half-truths, meaning that they don't explain the entire situation as to why something is going on. They're pretty much just cut and paste. This is happening and blacks are to blame. But when you look at the whole situation, it's more to be told there. And in the comment sections of the videos, one name keeps coming up. Anton Daniels. For example,
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in the culture. I'm disappointed in the community. I'm disappointed in the amount of black wife beaters, wave caps, pajamas, sandals, white socks, and aggression that I see from these young people that are supposed to be the future of America and college students. I'm very disappointed. The amount of aggression that people want to get into a brawl is crazy. It's crazy. I just can't believe it. I mean, I can believe it because I'm watching it and I know what the culture is like because I was raised in it, but it doesn't mean that it makes it right.
So now Anton Daniels is attacking how these students look. These guys have on sandals, pajamas, wave caps, and these are the kids of our future. Okay, these are valid points because I went to HBCUs in predominantly white institutions, and yeah, these students do dress down. But here's what Anton Daniels isn't saying. White students also dress down. They also wear sandals. I mean, if you want to talk about sandals, white people are the king of sandals, wearing pajamas to class, doing whatever the hell they feel like doing. Like, I went to school with white people. Like, I understand, like, all college students do this. Now, if you want to talk about bonnets and wave caps, that might be culturally, but white people do equally things, if not worse.
Yeah. You see, other groups, they're seen as adding diversity. See, foundational Black Americans, see, we're seen as demanding power. See, when Latinos and Asians and Arabs and other groups, they show ethnic pride, they frame that as diversity. When foundational Black Americans do the same, that's viewed as a power move. Because, see, the dominant society, they fear a politically and economically organized foundational Black American lineage. These people understand when us on our lineage, when we get on the same page, we start moving shit. Shit starts getting done. You understand what I'm saying? Let's get real about this shit. That when we get on code with each other, and we're getting on code with each other around our lineage, they're like, hey, we don't need that. We got to keep these niggas divisive. That's why we let a lot of the tether class get among them, so that we can put these tethers in certain positions over these FBAs, because we know our tether class ain't gonna be on code and they're gonna undermine them, like musty ass Westmore, bitch ass Westmore, who crashed out reparations. Byron Donald, whatever his name is, another tether. They got him trying to run for governor somewhere. He's against reparations. He's Caribbean. Family, this is not a coincidence. They get all of these people with melanin and put them in certain political positions to act as our representative, and they don't come from our lineage. That's not an accident.
Now, as you can see, it's a whole delineation movement going on while the Black conservatives are still talking about black people and black fatigue. Now, I don't know what's going on, but they better get with the program, because it seems like from 2025 and moving forward, FBA delineation is here to stay. And I'm here for it. As always, it's your man Kris B. Subscribe to the channel. And we out. Peace.